Shalom, family. Welcome back to the channel. Family, today we're going to talk about the fruit of the Spirit and judging by appearance. And it's very important that we talk about it, family, because as a people, this world has judged us by appearance and appearance only. You know, we could have 4 or 5 Israelite brothers just standing around on a corner, just discussing the Most High, not bothering nobody, just among themselves discussing, things of the Most High. And you have some Gentiles roll up to the stop sign, a red light, and the red light catches them. All of a sudden, you hear all their door locks popping, clicking. They locking the doors just by the appearance of us. Or the police pass by and stop and ask for ID and start questioning people just on our appearance. Okay, we're stereotyped. Nobody knows what your spirit is, what kind of person you are. Don't know your relationship to the Most High, but just on appearance only. That we're treated differently. And racism is one of the most stupidest social constructs ever been invented. Because actually, if you look at it, it's not even real, so to speak. And we can create a couple of scenarios where I can prove it's not really a real thing. Say that you and a few friends, y'all got a 30-foot boat and decide to ride around out in the Gulf somewhere, just taking your boat out for a ride. And you see this big boat, sort of like a yacht, and that boat's in trouble. It began to take on water immediately, and you got a marine radio and things in your boat, and you hear, the distress call go out to the Coast Guard that they're rapidly taking on water, but the Coast Guard is a long way off. So you hear the call, and you turn your boat and head that way to try and help. When you get to the boat, you discover it's a boat full of white people. And, the boat has got children on it and everything, and the boat is rapidly taking on water, and it's not going to stay afloat long enough for the Coast Guard to get there. So you pull alongside, and throw out rafts and stuff and take them aboard, and rescue them out of that situation. I promise you, if that were to happen, when you pull up there, they're going to be glad to see you. It ain't going to be no, well, that's all right, we'll wait on the Coast Guard. Y'all are black. No, see, they ain't going to care what color you are. Same way as with the black police officers or paramedics. If somebody's having a heart attack and the paramedics show up and they black, the people not going to say, oh, no, don't y'all touch him, we'll wait on some white paramedics. Nope. They don't care if you were green. See, you're there to save their loved one's life. See, so that racism stuff is false as I don't know what. And I'm not going to do what they've done to us. I'm not going to stereotype all white people, because I would be just as wrong as they are, because all of them are not like that. A vast majority is, but not all. You know, you find some white Gentiles don't have a problem with black people whatsoever, but there are many that do. So I'm not going to group them all together like we're grouped together. You know, we all got one stereotype. If myself and an African brother were walking down the street and somebody passed by and yell out the N-word, they're not making a distinction of whether somebody's from Africa or not. We're both melanated people. They don't know where we're from. So that N-word applies universally. Okay? So don't think you can come to this country from another country and you are a melanated person that you're going to be treated any differently. You're going to be called that same name. They don't care where you're from. Okay? I mean, it's just something that they created. You know, we're judged by appearance only. And that kind of attitude is taught from childhood. You can have two babies born pretty much at the same time, and they live next door to each other, and they'll grow up and play with each other and never even think about one's color is different than the other. The only time that comes into play is when the parents start teaching them things like that. But they'll play with each other forever. See, it's the parents, it's the teacher. And I can truly say, and to many of you listening, our parents didn't raise us to be racist. They never told us to hate white people. Now, they told us to be cautious and be aware of them, because they got over a 400-some year history, family, of mistreating us and doing wickedly toward us. So when my children were young, you know, I made them aware. Okay? I didn't tell them to hate nobody. You know, if any hatred came, it came on its own when they growed up. But we, as a rule, black people don't teach children to hate nobody. We don't teach them to be racist. We'll get along with an octopus if it wants to get along with us. You know, that's just the way we are. Take, for example, and we've seen many cases of this, family, where a black family moves into a predominantly white neighborhood. After he's moved in, he wakes up, they wake up, and you got all kind of N-words painted on your garage door, your car been vandalized, you know, and everything else. Now you take that same instance and turn it around, because I've seen it too many times. A white family can move into a black neighborhood, and we pretty much welcome them. You know, we'll go out, hey, y'all need some help moving that stuff in? Or, you know, I know y'all just moving in, you're not going to have time to cook. You know, we barbecuing tomorrow. Would y'all like to come over and eat? See, that's what we'll do. We're not going to paint on their house. You know, a derogatory word. We don't do that. See, we're not judging them by their appearance. But we get judged that way. Okay? I mean, we could go on and on about this stuff, you know. And if it was, like I said in the last video, it never was about color, and it's not. If it was, why do some Gentiles spend thousands of dollars a year at a tanning salon trying to get dark, your color? If being melanated is a problem, they shouldn't want to be nowhere near your color, right? If that's what the problem was, see, it's not about the color. You know, look at what else they do. Let's take some cakes. Why is one cake, because it's lightly colored on the inside, called, and with white icing, called an angel food cake, and the dark cake with dark icing on it, chocolate icing, is called devil food? You see that? Angel food because it's white, devil food because it's dark. See, these are the constructs that people created. You know, the difference between a white car and a black car. I've seen more Gentile white people with black cars than I do black people. So if you hate black, why would you buy a black car? You know, doesn't make sense to me. You know, like I say, they spend thousands of dollars trying to tan, trying to get melanated, but they hate our skin. Don't make sense to me. See, so right off the bat, let's go to Galatians, and we all should know this verse. Galatians chapter 5, verse 22 and 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. See, all of these things are spiritual and mental qualities. Has nothing to do with the physical. All of this is spiritual and mental state that you're in. This is why you can't just judge nobody by their physical appearance. See, what if you saw a sister that you know that's in the truth, okay? And a group of you maybe going to the store or something like that outside a big supermarket, and you see that sister talking to a bunch of women who are dressed like prostitutes. You know, in fact, they are. But this sister is standing there among them talking. Now, without you knowing what's going on, you're going to assume that she associates with prostitutes because you judging by appearance. You don't know if she's standing there witnessing to them at all. You don't know. She's maybe trying to turn them toward Mashiach. But just on the appearance of things, what you saw, you'll go back and start spreading rumors. Oh, Sister so-and-so, see, I knew she wasn't right. She was standing out there with a bunch of hookers. See? Because you judge by the appearance, by what you saw. See? Let's go to John chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not according to the appearances, but judge righteous judgment. See, we can't be a judging by no appearance, family. We just can't do it. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be dead wrong about a person. You judge them by the fruit of the Spirit, how they conduct their lives. The qualities of the fruit of the Spirit we just read about. See, therefore you can make a good judgment about them. Look at all a a lot of Israelites, I mean, they wear the clothing, they wear the fringes, they wear everything. I mean, they're really decked out. And probably one of the most devilish persons off screen that you've ever met. See, because you allowed yourself to judge by appearance. Oh, they dress Hebrew-like and they look nice and they speak well and all this stuff. But on the inside, they're like wolves, deceitful. But you let the appearance of them get you off track. And that happens more than what you would like to think, believe. 1 Samuel, I believe that's chapter 16, verse 7. It says, "But the Most High said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Most High seeth not as man sees, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Most High looketh on the heart." See, that's how the Most High looks at us. On the heart, no matter what you look like, and how much money you got, and your stature in life. He's looking at the heart. That's what he judges. Okay? And that's the way we should be judged. But we're not. We're stereotyped. See? Now, the Gentiles that are in the know, who know biblical history, they know the reason why they hate and all the other nations hate us. They know the real reason. It ain't about our color, fam. It's about who we are. That's where the hatred coming in at, who we are. But they will not teach their children that. They will not tell their children, well, this is why we have a problem with them. It's not about their dark skin. It's because the Most High chose them and pretty much dissed us, So that's why all the nations hate him, because they're mad at the Most High. All right? See, they're not going to tell them the truth. They'll just start stereotype. Oh, stay away from them people now. They steal. They're violent. They're lazy. Family, do a Google search and go to looking at some of the plantation homes that were built by our people that is still standing right today. They were built perfectly. Okay? How are we lazy? There's no such thing as we're lazy. And violence, family, violence been in the earth ever since man fell. In fact, the first act of violence was Cain, when he killed his brother. So we didn't create this violence. Violence came upon the earth because of the fall of man. And we can read that too. We can go to Genesis chapter 4, verse 8 through 10. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. And the Most High said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cries unto me from the ground. See? Violence was here already, long before we come to this country. America is one of the most violent countries it is. Everything they got, they took it through force and violence. And got nerve enough to call us violent? Yeah, we have violence in our neighborhoods. That's understood. But there's violence among all people, all races. See? That's not specific for us. See? All races have violence among themselves. But ours just get reported more. So they stick that tag on us. We're violent. We're lazy. Well, all we want to do is collect welfare. When the Gentiles are the number one people that's collecting welfare. They collect a lot more welfare than anybody. They were given land and everything else. But we're lazy. See? So this is what they teach their kids, their children. Stay away from them. You know. They're nasty. You know. They're uncivilized. And they make them claims without ever. Most of them haven't ever been in the presence, close up, had any real dealings with black people before in their life. But they just stereotype them because that's the way they were brought up. See? If you were to get a group of Gentiles in a room and one by one ask them the real reason why they hate black folk, they wouldn't even know. They doing it because that's what they were told when they were young. But they don't know the real reason why. Like I say, the elite and the learned of them know, but that's not what they're going to tell them. See? Yeah, family violence been on the earth ever since the fall. Go to Genesis chapter 6, verse 11 through 13. The earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. Oh, so we are the one that created it, you know. We're the only one like that, right? And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. See, don't stick that violent tag on us like it's exclusively to us. You know, violence been around a long time, and you know they should know that because they're one of the most violent people it is. You know, we got to quit judging by appearance, man. It's just not something that is gonna go well with you, because you're gonna make the wrong decision about somebody that could be harmful to them or to yourself. Let's see. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Most High is an Elohim of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. See? By him actions are weighed. You know, what you doing? What condition your spirit and heart is in. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 7 and 8 says, do you look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trust in himself that he is Mashiach, let him of himself think this again, that as he is Mashiach, even so are we. See, don't look on things, you know, for the outward appearance. You know, we judge by the spirit. by the fruit, it produces in a man. Matthew chapter 12, verse 33 through 37. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by its fruit, not by its appearance, by its fruit. O generation of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Verse 35, a good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bring forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words shalt thou be condemned. See that little mouth of yours and all that stuff, all the words you say and all that, you're going to have to account for those words. You can be either justified by your words or you can be condemned by them. And we can see an example of that with Pharaoh. In fact, let's go to Exodus chapter 10, verse 28 and 29. And Pharaoh said unto him, he's talking to Moses, get thee from me, take heed to thyself, see my face no more, for in the day that thou seest my face, thou shalt die. Now he just spoke the curse on his own self. See, that last plague, that was from his mouth. So what did Moses say to him? Let's go to Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, stand still and see the salvation of the Most High, which he will show you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall see them again no more forever. See, so Pharaoh was right. He spoke it out of his own mouth. That's what happened. So it's about our spirit, family. It's not about our personal appearance. Quit judging things by how they look. Things ain't always as they seem. Let's read this. Let's go to James. No, let's go to Matthew chapter 7, verse 16 through 20. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs, or thistles? Even so, every good tree bring forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bring not forth good fruit is hewn down. In other words, is cut down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits you shall know them. See, by their fruit of the Spirit. That's how you know people, not by what they look like. Let's go to James chapter 3, verse 7 through 11. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea, is tamed, and has been tamed by mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we the Most High, even the Father, and therewith we curse men, which are made after the similitude of the Most High. See, we'll bless the Most High and everything, and then turn around and curse men. You know, our brothers, our sisters. Verse 10 says, out of the same mouth proceeded blessing and cursing. My brother, these things ought not to be so. Verse 11, does a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? See, either that water is going to be bitter or it's going to be sweet. See, we speak blessings out of one side of our mouth and cursing somebody out of the other side. See, that's the spirit. That's your mental state. The Most High is not pleased with that either. You know, we just can't judge by appearances. Let's think about Mashiach. Now, people didn't judge him by what he looked like, because Mashiach was just plain looking. I know some of these churches got this beautiful looking blonde hair white guy, you know, and Mashiach was just a plain dude with nothing spectacular or beautiful about it, okay, except for his spirit. He was just ordinary. You know, he wasn't no Billy D. Williams. All right? Let's read it. Into Isaiah chapter 53, verses 2 and 3. This is talking about Mashiach. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness. Now the word comely means beautiful. He said he didn't have no form of comeliness. He wasn't handsome. I mean, he wasn't ugly, wasn't gonna scare, but he was just regular. You know, just normal looking. And it says, and we shall see him. There's no beauty that we should desire him. I mean, you know, women wasn't falling all at his feet because he was, you know, some kind of Don Juan or something. He's just a regular guy. What they were attracted to was his spirit and his power. See? Verse 3, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. See? Now, if folks wanted to judge, you know, Mashiach by his appearance, you know, a whole lot of them would have stayed away from him. Because, you know, he wasn't like Solomon. You know, Solomon just come out and said it, you know. Oh, you daughters of Israel, I'm black and comely, meaning black and handsome. See, but this scripture tell you, you know, he didn't have no comeliness about him. See? And he didn't even make himself of no kind of reputation either, like many of us do today. We want to get up here and make ourselves a reputation. I'm this, I'm that. You know, exalting yourself. Let the Most High exalt you. Don't exalt yourself with all these fancy titles. Those titles mean nothing. You know, they mean nothing. Just teach the word. You know, all this, who I am and all, who cares? You know? Philippians chapter 2, verse 7 through 9. But made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. See? That's what we are. Those of us who teach, we're servants. We're servants of the people, our brothers and sisters, and we're servants of the Most High. Nothing special there. That you should put all these fancy names and stuff, in front of your name. That's self-exalting. The Most High will not bless you because you're exalting yourself above him, above Mashiach. That was one of the first sins committed. That was Satan's first sin. He tried to exalt himself above the Most High. I'm going to rise up above the Most High's throne. See? That's what got him in trouble. That's what got him kicked out. He wanted to exalt himself above the Most High, but yet we still have people today doing it. You falling right in the same footsteps as Satan when you exalt yourself like that. With all these professors and I'm with the doctors and all that in behind your name and all that. Man, it means nothing. Come right down to it. You're a servant of the people. As teachers, we're here to serve our brothers and sisters and share the word with them. That's what we do. That's what we are. We're servants. We got to get out of that too. Where was I? Okay. Philippians chapter 2, verse 7 through 9. Let's go to verse 8. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the tree, or cross as it is written in the scripture. Wherefore, the Most High also has highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name. See, the Most High will exalt you. Do your job. That's all you need to do. Do your job. The Most High will raise you up. He'll exalt you, your name. You don't need to do it yourself. Let another man say praises to you. Don't let it come out your own mouth. Be humble. And I got news for you, teachers and pastors. You're not any more important to the Most High than the people that you're teaching. Those are his sheep. Those are his people, not yours. You don't personally own none of them. Those are his that he give you charge to teach. But a lot of these people start believing that they own these people. Putting all kind of rules in place and all like you own somebody. You don't own them people. The Most High is just allowing you to take charge to try and teach them. As far as you, some kind of owner or something, no. If you got that attitude, you're no longer a teacher, you're a tyrant. You're a dictator. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. See, you don't know who you're dealing with, family. And I've had plenty of circumstances like that. You just don't know. Like I say, the Most High, he puts us through tests and everything else, just to really see where your heart is. This is a true story, family. Short one, I'm gonna have to tell you just to show you. Now, it was probably 7-8 years ago. I went down to Subway, to get me a sandwich. And out in front of Subway, right by the door, was this kind of middle-aged woman, and she had 3 little girls with her. And when I got out of my car, she said, "Sir, do you think you can give me $1 or some change, and so I can eventually, get enough to feed us?" They had lost their apartment. And pretty much they were just out on the street that night. And so I said, well, I don't have any money in my pocket, because I didn't. I only had that plastic, you know what I'm talking about, old credit card. I said, but if you're hungry, come go with me into Subway. And so she did, and I told, which I know the manager real good because I was a regular, I told him, I said, give these people whatever they want. I got it, okay? And he did. Whatever they wanted to eat, I told her, get whatever you want, I got it. And they got the things that they wanted, and they sit down at the table, and they began to eat. And it probably cost me close to $25, but, I just felt like I had to do that, especially, little children, And so I did, and I left, and on the way home, I stopped at the service station to go ahead and put some fuel in my car. And when I got out and was pumping the fuel, I was just kind of looking around. I looked down on the ground, and it was a lottery ticket, scratch off. And somebody had partially scratched it off, and I guess they felt it wasn't a winner or nothing. While the gas was pumping, I was just being nosy. I picked it up, and I scratched off the rest of it. Family, that was a winning ticket for $2,500. You hear me? I spent $25 feeding those people. On the way home, I stopped to buy fuel and find a lottery ticket that was worth $2,500. See, you never know, family. That's what you never know. You may be entertaining angels unaware. See, that's a true story. That's a true story. Now, I know there's some dishonest people out there asking for money on the street, but I sometimes I'll go ahead and give them $1 or $2 anyway. I let the Most High sort that out, because He's looking at my heart. I'm doing it out of my heart. Now, if they're dishonest and all that, then the Most High deal with that. But He's gonna bless me for my obedience. See, and that's just the way I look at it. Let's see. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 through 5. And I may have to clear these passages up too, because it's some misunderstanding there too. It's talking about how women, dress. It said, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning or plaiting of hair and wearing of gold or putting on apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Elohim of great price. And after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in Elohim, adorned themselves, being in subjection to their own husband. See, now a lot of people have taught women wasn't supposed to plait their hair and wear jewelry, that's not the case at all. There's nothing wrong with you wearing jewelry, but that's not who you are. That's not a sign of godliness because you wearing fine clothes and jewelry. See, the Pharisees and all that did the same thing. I mean, they had the best of clothes and gold and all that stuff, and one of the most rottenest people it was. You know, they preached the law and halfway wasn't keeping it themselves. So how they looked on the outside with all their gold and fine clothes meant nothing. All that's saying, just don't let that gold and stuff be your focus. Your focus and godliness is your spirit, not what you wear. I mean, I've heard people say, oh, you're not supposed to wear no wedding rings. That's gold. Well, our people been working with gold ever since. Even in the wilderness, they were melting gold and silver and building utensils and stuff for the tabernacle. They wore gold. It's your spirit, the fruit of the spirit that the Most High is concerned with, not with that stuff you wear. So just don't let those things become an idol to you, where you worship what you got and gold and stuff more than you do the Most High. Yeah, that's exactly what that meant. You know, I've seen people telling brothers and sisters that we're not supposed to wear gold. You know, and I know a lot of us got gold necklaces with the Most High's name on it. You know, what we wear. You know, we're not worshiping it. It's nothing. It just kind of outwardly shows that whom we serve. You know, our necklaces and stuff don't say Jesus. Our necklaces and stuff is not a cross. It is the Most High's name, either written or spelled out in the tetragrammaton in Hebrew. But we don't worship it. You know, I've had a lot of people come up and ask me what that name meant when it was, you know, spelled out. I mean, in the, what you call it, Hebrew letters. I said, that's the Most High's name. See? So it's nothing wrong with gold. I mean, they had sisters taking off their wedding rings. You know. No, sis. No. The Most High don't care nothing about that gold you got on your finger or your earring or whatever that is. He's looking at your heart. He's looking at the fruit of the Spirit. That's what he judges. He judges by what comes out of your mouth. Also. So let's not be like the Gentiles and start just judging things on appearance. You know, you can't do that. I mean, you could see a guy walking down the street, clothes all raggedy, and he could just be doing that in order not to draw attention to himself. In reality, he could be a multimillionaire. You wouldn't know, but you looked at his appearance, oh, that's a bum. Okay? That's a vagabond. That's a beggar. Man could be filthy rich for all you know. You know, matter of fact, family, most wealthy people don't even wear jewelry. They don't wear their Rolexes and them multi-$1,000 rings and stuff when they out. They don't want to draw that kind of attention to themselves. They just come out plain Jane. you know. So you can't judge by no appearance what a man is, what he has, or nothing else. You can't judge by his appearance his spiritual being. He may look good and be rotten. He may not look that good and have the best spiritual relationship with the Most High ever. So like I say, family, the world has judged us by our appearance. You know, it's just a false social construct, black and white. And we're neither, if you just want to be truthful about it. Go get a so-called white person and put him next to a white car. He is not white. Big difference. Get a so-called black person. And we have some, in this country here and in motherland that are extremely dark people. Very melanated. But stand them beside a black car. Big difference. They're not black. Nowhere near black. So all this black and white stuff, that's just a social construct. Come up with a false reason to hate us. Like I say, those in the know the real reason for the hatred. They just not saying it. They won't even say it to their children. They won't say it. We hate them because the Most High chose them over us. It never was about the color family. See? The Most High didn't tell our people to stay away from people because they were white. You won't find that in the scriptures nowhere. He told us to stay away from them because they were wicked. They were evil. They were idol worshippers. They dealt in sorcery and witchcraft. They were adulterers, fornicators. This is what the Most High didn't want us mixed with. And for the same reason, he didn't want us mixing with other nations. He wanted the blood of his chosen people to stay pure. Had nothing to do with racism. It had something to do with the bloodline that he did not want mixed. Because Mashiach had to come through that same bloodline. He didn't want it tainted with some other nation. That's why. It ain't got nothing to do with what color they were. Most of the people that we had battled with were people of color. They wasn't white. We know the Greeks and the Romans were white. But the people we battled, Amalekites and Amorites, those were people of color that we went to war with. Pretty much all of them. The Canaanites. All these people, they wasn't white people. We had more battles with people that were melanated. They wasn't Israel. So if they wasn't Israel, they were considered heathens or strangers or whatever. But the Most High never told us to hate a person because of what shade their skin is. He was told to not like people who were wicked and stay out from around them and don't participate in their worship of idols. Listen, in Deuteronomy, when he said he was going to send us to a people who were, wouldn't have no respect for the young, he just pretty much named how these people would be and what they would do to us. But he never put a color on it, did he? He said the people of that nation. He was talking about their spirit, their wickedness. He did not say in Genesis, I'm going to send y'all around some white folk and they going to do this. No, he said, I'm going to send you to a nation of people that don't have no regard for the old or young. See, it's about their spirit. It's about their wickedness, about who they are, the condition of their heart was evil. That's why he sent us to them. It could have been anybody, you know. It wasn't about race, family. If that's the case, why did the Most High destroy the Egyptians? They look just like us. You know, we was in captivity by people who look just like you. All right? The Egyptians. See, family, we are people, and we come in all kind of shades. Some of us are kind of brownish, you know. Some of us are light brown. Some of us are darker. You know, it's just hard to tell where a person is from. And if I think about it, family, I'm going to find that link and to show you that we are the only people that can produce offspring that is white with blue eyes. I'm going to find that video and I'm going to put it in the description box. No other race can do that, family. You cannot take two white people and come up with a black child. You can't do it. But we can. We can produce all colors. Okay? There is a difference. We come from the original man. We are different. Don't let nobody tell you we all the same. We're not. We all have the same organs. We all have a heart and lungs and legs and arms and all that. But we're different. Genetically different. The forensic people can go and find some bones somewhere in a forest or something and take those bones in and they can examine them and tell you if that person was white or African American, as they call us. It's a difference, man. Or they could go to a crime scene where there's no bodies or nothing, but there is blood. And they get samples of the blood. They can go back to the lab and they can tell whether that blood came from a white person or a black person. See? We're genetically different. If somebody wanted to destroy us, they have to do it according to how we're made. Because some things that will hurt other people won't hurt us. And vice versa. So that's why they study us. I mean, if they wanted to come up with something, you know, to just affect only us, then they do it according to how we're made, our DNA, our genetics, and all that, because we are different, family. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, we all the same. We all have the same parts, okay? But the genetic coding is altogether different, okay? All right, family, I might have ran my mouth a little bit longer than I should have. But I just wanted to say something to us about judging by appearances, okay? So, with all that being said, family, I'll talk to you on the next one. Shalom.